Good morning, fellow leaders, and welcome back. We're in the midst of a time to lead, and within this week, we're investigating how you can be purposefully authentic. Now, one of the most beautiful things that you can do for yourself is really to put time aside to discover your true north, as Bill George calls it, which is your own purpose. Viktor Franklin, when he investigated the Holocaust, he found that those that had a deeper sense of meaning, purpose, that was more than just themselves, had a bigger chance of survival. It also takes us back to a story of 1666, where a great fire of London really truly flattened the whole London, and where Christopher Wren, a great architect, was asked and commissioned to build the Cathedral of St. Paul. Whilst Christopher Wren went to this cathedral as it was being built, he saw three different builders. The one was arched in, really looking as if he was despaired and as if this was really hard work. He went to this builder and asked, "What are you doing?" He said, "Sir, I'm laying bricks. This is my job to make sure that I feed my family." Then he went to the second bricklayer. Within this bricklayer, this person was really working a little bit faster within how he put down the bricks. He asked him, "What are you doing?" He said, "Sir, I'm building a strong wall." That, for him, was his career. But the last one was really the one that caught his attention and his eye. Because this one worked whilst having a little bit of a song that he sang to himself. And as he went to this builder, he asked, "What are you doing?" And the builder looked up at him and said with a smiling face, "I am building a cathedral. This is a place of worship for the Almighty." Isn't that a lovely story? Whilst the first bricklayer was only doing it for a job, the second one saw it as his career, but the third one really found his purpose in it. Now, within today's session, we're going to go through to really understand how to lead with purpose, peeling back the layers of your own true, authentic self. Discover your own why and living with your purpose. Now, within the book of Discovering True North, Bill George goes through how deep and complex your true authentic self truly is. Now, I'd like you to spend time on each and every one of these slides when you do your reflection. Now, you would see the inner layer is at last your authentic self. But to get to it, you need to look at quite a few things. What is your body language? What is your attire? What does your leadership style say about yourself? These are your fruits that you carry as a leader, your appearance even as well. Then it goes a little bit deeper by discovering your own strengths and weaknesses. Then, of course, it goes to your motivations, your capabilities, as well as just a little bit going deeper, your own life story and your blind spots. What is the shadow sides and your own vulnerabilities? Now, I'd like you to really look into these, especially your life story, because the life story gives life to your own purpose finding. What did you do as a child? Who influenced you as a teenager? What was the very first steps you took when you started your career? What was those times that wasn't as good to you? Those crucibles where you really felt that this iron that you made of is being melted. As you go deeper, you would find more meaning to who you really are within yourself. Simon Sinek also has his most famous golden circle, where he goes and explains that those that communicates from the inner circle outward really are those that has a deeper sense of purpose and meaning than those that only knows what they do. So within this sense of why, this we can explain almost at the hand of Lego. If we look into Lego's story, Lego, if they had to say what they do, they would have just said, "We make toys." How do you do it? with creativity and innovation. But the truth to it all is why they do it. And their why is very much linked into creating happiness and fun for all, whether you are a child or an adult. What is your why? Do you know your why? Now that's where Margie comes in, and she has this beautiful 4 questions that she started to ask to truly live out your purpose. And this is where I would like you to put some attention on this morning. What makes you come alive? This links right back to your passions, and within your passions, this is where Bill George also has a few questions that he asks. He says these are your magical moments that you experienced as a kid when you were lost in the pure joy of activity before the world told you who and what you should or shouldn't be. What are the things you love to do that will always be part of your life? The third area is again related to your crucibles, time in your life when everything else is stripped away and your purpose really revealed itself. Then what are your innate strengths? Ladies and gents, this is even though you can maybe pack a suitcase brilliantly, this is not what we're talking about. We're also not talking about that I'm good at interpersonal skills. No, your innate strengths are those that really purely makes who you are. So within the innate strengths, go back to those things that people have complimented you for. What have they given you feedback on? As well as what have you discovered are some of your innate strengths already? Maybe you are brilliant in solving complex problems and really getting to a solution fast. Then, of course, where do you add the greatest value? Why can I not afford to lose you in this equation? And if a company is thinking about whether or not they should keep you, how would you motivate? What is your extra additional value add within this? Last but not least, how would you measure your life? I think this is a question that everyone during this COVID-19 has started to ponder on. What is meaning to my life and how would I measure it? And within this measure, this goes back to your intrinsic versus your extrinsic reward system. What about the smiles on the kids' faces when you get home? Or maybe you get a satisfaction when you reach out a hand to empower women out there. How do you really go out and measure your life and success? So, are you laying bricks or are you building a cathedral? I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow, and good luck with finding your true north and purpose.